Alright, what's going on guys? It's Illusion, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I want to talk about the latest developments when it comes to cheating in Apex Legends. So for those who don't know, Titan has completely taken over Apex Legends. It's completely dethroned Zen and Zim and all those other cheating devices because it's just that much more game breaking, for lack of better words. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how I think this is going to kill Apex Legends if something isn't done about it. Because like I said, this is way worse than Cronus and Zim, and this is going to kill the game. Like I can guarantee you, if this keeps getting out of hand the way it is, it's going to kill Apex Legends. Now, for those who don't know, Titan is essentially aimbot on console. It's literally just aimbot, and I didn't really understand how it worked when I was watching other creators talk about it. But before recording this video, I went to get a pretty much understanding of how this device works, and from what I can conclude, it's essentially just AI that can watch your game screen through like this whack job setup with your like game capture card and a computer and AI. And what the AI does is it essentially watches your game through your game capture, and it can target enemies on screen. Like it can do the aiming for you. It essentially shoots for you. It targets and tracks enemies for you, which is actually crazy when you really think about it, because that's just aimbot. It's aimbot. It's no really other way around it. And I remember when I made my last video talking about the cheating situation in Apex Legends, I mentioned that this was on the rise. I mentioned that aimbot was on console. I mentioned that, you know, I'm starting to see a little bit more aimbot. I was hearing rumblings of people using aimbot. And when I made the video, a lot of people called me crazy. A lot of people said it was a skill issue and that aimbot can never be on console. And it's just funny to me because here we are a couple months later and the game is plagued by aimbot on console. It's honestly crazy to say. And that's just the Titan aspect. That's just one half of the coin. The other half is like the Switch cheaters, which are like spoofing their way into regular console lobbies, because for those who don't know, Switch has their own servers. Like Switch players will never play with like PlayStation or Xbox players, so they have their own ecosystem. But what's happening is a lot of people are figuring out you can jailbreak your Switch, and then you can spoof your way into console lobbies, and then you can have essentially PC level cheats, because there's aimbots, there's spin botting, it's pretty ugly over there on Switch. And by association, you know, it's bad over here on PlayStation and Xbox, because these guys are spoofing their way over here and bringing their game-breaking cheats. And we're not talking like basic level cheats. We're talking like PC level cheats, like ESP, wall hacks, spin botting, aim botting, like movement exploits. It's pretty bad. It's ugly. And like I said, if this continues to go down the path it's on, I literally see Apex Legends dying because of this, and a lot of people leaving the game, because I'm one of them. And like I was gonna mention, the only people who really play Apex Legends at this point are people who are grinding rank and people who want to try to make competitive. So it's very discouraging when you're playing legit and you're hearing all these other people, you know, making it to where you're trying to get, using cheats and everything. And what really blew my mind, there's this video coming out about a certain player in the Apex Legends community. I'm not really too familiar on him, but I have seen some other deep dive videos by other creators. And apparently there's people like cheating their way into Pro League. And it's so bad. It's so discouraging, because you gotta ask yourself, why are you still playing this game legit? Especially if you're on the grind for comp. Like why would you continue to play this game legit when everyone is cheating? When everyone that you gotta compete with is cheating? It's borderline impossible, and it's very discouraging. So ultimately, I just see this killing the game off, and like slowly but surely like driving people away from the game. And I'm one of them. You know, I'm thinking about this being my last season of Apex, because every time I come back to this game and I try to, you know, revitalize that competitive drive and, you know, hype myself up to do these rank grinds and everything. It's very hard knowing in the back of my mind that when I get slammed, especially by like higher level players, it's more than likely them not being better than me. More than likely they're cheating. So that's very discouraging. And I don't think I want to put up with it anymore. And to Respawn, you guys got to figure out some kind of way to detect this. I know it's very hard because it's like through the game capture, and it's not really manipulating like game files or anything like that. It's essentially like AI that's doing all the work. So it's very hard to track. I've actually heard it's harder to track than Cronus or like Zim. And I don't know, man, like something's got to be done, because if nothing happens, if nothing continues to happen, I can see this ultimately driving majority of the content creators and majority of the like casual players away from the game, because no one wants to sign on and actually put themselves through this daily. I don't see that being like something people want to do. So I really think something needs to be done. And if not, I hate to say it, but it seems like Apex might be on its last leg, you know. And this is it's very heartbreaking to say, because it seems like Respawn is actually trying to get the game together. You know, we just got the audio update, we just got some reworks to new maps, or we just got reworks to old maps that make them feel a little bit new. And it seems like they're putting a lot of work into the game and trying to steer the game in a positive direction, but there's not gonna be a positive direction if people keep cheating like this. Like, it's so bad. I never really thought that the cheating situation on console would ever be this bad, and that's one of the reasons I stayed on console. And you know, I used to queue into PC lobbies and I would get slammed by cheaters. I've seen some of the worst cheating when I used to play in PC lobbies, but you know, now that it's over here on console, it's like, what's the point of avoiding PC if the same problems are over here now? And so the only other option I have, I feel like, is to just put the game down completely, because no one wants to go through this. Like, no one wants to sit here and get slammed by cheaters all day. It's just not fun. It's really not fun. It truly isn't. And I genuinely hope something is done about this, because it's bad. It's so bad. And I know you guys have probably seen it. Like, I know you guys have been playing some matches, got slammed, and at least questioned, like, I don't know, like, is that guy legit? Like, that was pretty crazy. And I'm not one to hate. Like, I actually like to give players their comeuppance. You know, if you hit a good shot, I'm gonna be like, man, that was a great shot, good shooting and all that. But it gets hard to do that when in the back of your mind you have to think like, man, did I just get tightened? Did I just get zinned? Did I just get zimmed? You know, it becomes really hard to give people their props. But let's wrap up the video here. Respawn, you guys gotta do something about this, because if you don't, ultimately, I genuinely feel like this is gonna kill your game off. And yeah, to the people who cheat, to the people who are actually using these devices, you're absolutely garbage. You're human scum. Do something better with your life other than cheat. But yeah, man, this has been Illusion. I'm very passionate about this because I love Apex Legends. I've always wanted to see this game thrive, but it just seems like season after season, we fix a problem and then there's a new problem. We cut the head off of one Hydra and then another head spawns. It's insane, and honestly, I don't know how much longer not only I, but the rest of the community can continue to put up with this. I'm definitely interested in your guys' thoughts. You know, how do you guys feel about Zen, Titan, and all these other cheating devices? Do you guys feel like it's gonna drive you away from the game? Are you guys gonna continue to play? And do you guys use these devices? If you guys are using these devices, let me know down in the comments why. Like, why do you get so much enjoyment out of ruining other people's experience? I really want to know the answer to that. So, yeah, let me know down in the comments. But anyway, this has been Illusion. I don't want to ramble on here for too long. The cheating situation is bad at Apex, and hopefully something's done. But up until the point where something is done, all we can do is just hope, cross our fingers. So let's just hope there's some kind of back end work going on to figure out how to counter this. And let's just hope this doesn't kill the game. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. This has been Illusion. I'll catch you guys in the next video.